So whether you're looking at this position from a face-on perspective or looking at it from a down the line standpoint, that's a position that's incredibly important for you to be able to play good golf. It's your delivery position. It's a position that's full of lag. It's a position that's ready for you to start rocking and rolling. And a lot of players have a very hard time ever seeing that position show up in their golf swing. But today, I'm going to help you build that into your swing shape, because one of the 4 key positions that you learn very early on when you learn the adaptive swing is the delivery. And the reason for that is because if you give students, that being you, a roadmap as to where they're trying to go, and then you try to get them to create movement to get back to that spot, then you check a lot of boxes very quickly. So before we jump feet first into today's drill, this is where you and I are going to have a little powwow. We're going to talk about what our goals are and what our expectations should be for a drill of this nature. Now, if you're one of those people that has a shorter attention span, that's perfectly fine. I'm going to do you a solid favor, and I'm going to put some timestamps in the description below that will help you jump right into step number 1. But for those of you that are ready to start really making an impactful change to your delivery position and just making a better swing shape as a whole, here's what I want you to remember, is that golf is incredibly difficult. And changing a movement pattern, the way that your body is already moving in space, is even more difficult. It's daunting, it's hard work, it's tedious, it's everything that we golfers don't want it to be, because we're immediate satisfaction driven. But if you follow this protocol that I'm going to give you for the next 2 to 3 months, and you're your own accountability partner, then I'm going to tell every one of you that you're capable of being able to see a better delivery position and a much better swing shape across the board with every single golf club that you have. Your practice sessions need to be meaningful. Somewhere between 100 to 300 reps sounds like a lot, but I'm going to give you a rep strategy today that you can move through 100 reps very quickly. You're going to get connected to a position, 3 specific checkpoints, and then you're going to work on trying to create movement back to that position, and then you're going to start moving through it. That's how I want you to structure your protocol and your plan. The next 2 to 3 months, you're only going to try to get 1% better every time you practice. You got it? Okay, good. Do me one really big favor. Head down below and subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. I noticed that there's a lot of people that are watching our videos that are not yet subscribed to the channel, and it really helps me out tremendously. And if you like today's video, do me a big favor and hit that thumbs up button. And if you have any questions or comments, maybe you got some good success with today's drill, or maybe you need some further assistance, please feel free to post that stuff up below. I love talking golf swing, and I love to help you guys out. And I love to hear when you guys get out there and start reaping the rewards of all your hard work. In step number 1, what we have to do here is we've got to do our due diligence, and we've got to learn what the delivery position needs to feel like to ourselves. And these 3 checkpoints that we're going to be working off of are the hips, the shoulders, and the club shaft. Now, how to do this is I'm actually going to take you from a static address position, and I'm going to move you to impact first. And the reason for this is that for us to go to impact and then back out to a delivery position, it's very easy because there's very few moving parts that actually took place when it's go time. It's mostly just the wrists and the forearms just letting the club get down to the ball really, really quickly. So how I want you to do it is I want you to grab any club out of your bag. I've got 7-iron here today. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to keep our shoulders and our head very still. And I'm going to shift my hips over to my lead side so that my hip socket is directly on top of my ankle joint. I'm going to turn my hips open while I keep my shoulders square as much as I can. I'm going to try to get them 45 degrees open while my shoulders are square to the target, and my hands are going to be now in front of my lead thigh. Okay, now to move to a delivery position, watch how easy this is. If you just set your wrist so the club shaft is parallel to the ground, and then you take this trail shoulder and you pull it up behind your head, then what you're going to see is that as I did that, my hips went from that really open position to slightly open. My hands backed out to where they're in line with my trail thigh. So my hips are only open about 25 degrees now. My shoulders are actually slightly closed. So my trail shoulder's up and my lead shoulder's down. That's right. So this is your delivery position. Club shaft parallel and the club head in line with your hands. One more time, how we get there is from an address position, you keep your shoulders and your head still. Shift your hips lead side, turn them open. Hands now in front of your lead thigh. Set the club shaft so it's parallel to the ground. Turn the right shoulder back and stop. Okay, club shaft should be parallel to the ground. Hips should be slightly open. Shoulders should be slightly closed with your trail shoulder up and your lead shoulder down. I want you to do that for about 10 to 15 reps max. It's an uncomfortable position. I felt some discomfort here in my lower back. I felt definitely some stuff going on here in my left glute. I don't want you doing tons of reps on this because it's a position. We need to create movement to get back to it. The first half of step number 2, what we're gonna do is go preset the delivery position, make a small backswing and come back to that spot. If you are really good at that, then you can enhance it by going to the second half of step 2, where we're gonna go from an address position and go up, make a backswing and come back to that spot. The length of the swing is not anything I care about right now. If you go back to chest height, shoulder height, whatever, that's a distraction to you. You just wanna keep the speed down and feel like you're working into and through the correct positions. You get it? So we're gonna do 25 really good concentrated reps here. Okay, follow this protocol. Shift your hips lead side, turn them open. Okay, hands in front of the trail thighs, set the club, trail shoulder back. Okay, now from here, I'm gonna allow my weight to shift to my trail leg and turn, and then I'm gonna come right back to that spot. Now, if something's out of place, if your hips aren't open the 20 to 25 degrees, or maybe your trail shoulder's not up, maybe it's back here, then fix the position, make sure you can feel it and see it, and then don't count that as one of your reps. You wanna do 25 reps that are perfect, that land in the right spot every single time before you start trying to go from an address position back to that spot. So let's do a couple reps here, and then we'll try to do it from a static address position. Okay, it looks and feels the same way. It must be a good delivery position. I'm gonna back check those on camera. They look pretty close. The things that are most important are in a good spot right there. There may be some minor variance, and that's okay. You can have a little bit of tolerance here. But if you have your hips slightly open, the shoulders slightly closed, and you got the club shaft parallel to the ground, you got a really good fighting chance to start seeing some good stuff here. Now, what we're gonna do in the second half of step number 2 is we're just gonna start trying to do this from a static address position. Okay, this is where a lot of you are gonna probably lose a little bit of the traction that you're getting, but take your time. So we know what that delivery position looks like and feels like in our brain. Now we're just gonna make some small backswings, regardless of what they look like, and try to get back in that same spot. Okay, are the hips open? You betcha. Shoulders slightly closed, right shoulder up, club shaft parallel to the ground. You wanna be disciplined and you wanna be perfect. If you can knock out 25 reps, just like I'm showing you here, okay, then you're ready to start challenging yourself even further and get the golf ball present and make your practice sessions a little bit more enjoyable. All right, so now step number 3, this is where we have to be very disciplined, right? We're gonna start now trying to move through the delivery position. The length of the swing doesn't matter. The speed of the swing doesn't matter. You wanna be perfect. You wanna try to be as perfect as you possibly can. But we need to kind of get a temperature check as to where we're at to know if we can continue on the way that we are, if we need to go back into steps 1 and 2. And we're gonna do 5 swings from a face-on perspective, and we're gonna do 5 swings from a down-the-line perspective. And if they look like they're very close to what you want your delivery position to look like, then we can start working off some ratios here and start hitting some golf balls, and I can show you how to make some small adjustments as you go forward in the process. So we're gonna go ahead and do 5 swings face-on, 5 swings down the line. Now to give myself kind of a little nudge here, I'm gonna preset the position just to make sure that I can feel exactly where I'm gonna be trying to move to. Okay, now that I got it in my brain, I'm gonna make some swings. Notice how I did not make anywhere close to a full swing, and I did not go anywhere fast. I'm trying to make it look as perfect on camera as you should be trying to make it look. Now I'm gonna switch the camera down the line. So as I got done those down the line videos, what I noticed is that my hips weren't open as much as I wanted them to be by the time the delivery position started to ensue. So what I'm gonna do is, normally I would encourage myself to go back and start to work on trying to feel more abundant in the hip rotation, but I'm gonna trust the fact that when I start going through a protocol, when the golf ball is present, that my awareness of that position is going to be there. We still need to use a camera and we need to stay disciplined, okay? So I'm gonna start out by doing a 3-to-1 ratio. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take our setup, Okay, we're just gonna make 3 really good solid practice swings. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now, if I felt connection to it, I feel like I did it right, I reward myself because I'm trying to have fun when I practice. I'm just trying to see myself move through that same position. Okay, now, after my first set, I'm gonna go watch it. I'm gonna check. Was my shoulders and my hips looking like they were supposed to look? Was the club shaft looking the way that it was supposed to look? If it was, then I could continue on that same ratio. Now let's just say I was far off. Maybe my hips weren't open as much as I wanted them to be still. Then what I need to do is I need to increase the ratio of practice reps. I need to go up to like 5 to 1 or 8 to 1 and get really, really good connection to those movements. And at some points I need to go back into step number 2 and do more of those reps. This is how you design a good practice program. And this is something that I do all day, every day on the website. I know that you guys just plain as day suck at practicing. Sorry, I'm just gonna say it. That's what holds a lot of you back. We help you understand where you need to make the adjustments in the practice swings and how you get those practice swings to look closer to your golf ball swings. That's the billion-dollar question that the golf instruction world has not been able to solve yet. We could tell you all these warm and fuzzy things to tell you, but at the end of the day, you gotta go through the process of making a movement pattern change. Be disciplined and be ready to rock and roll over every one of your practice sessions. And when we get into next week's video, I'm gonna teach you how to move through impact without screwing the party up.